Who is on 2025 Indiana Fever roster? Plenty of new faces with only 5 players back. Meet players hoping to push Indiana Fever to get an NBA title. Indianapolis WNBA training camp opened Sunday, and the Indiana Fever went through a major overhaul ahead of the 2025 season. The Fever have a new front office with President Kelly Krauskopf and General Manager Amber Cox taking the reins. Stephanie White, who was the Fever's head coach in 2014-15, returned this offseason to lead Indiana again after 2 seasons in Connecticut. She brought along some of her staff, including assistants Austin Kelly and Briann January and player development coach Keith Porter, and hired Karima Christmas-Kelly from the Fever's 2024 staff. Indiana also has plenty of new faces on the roster in 2025, and each came to Indiana for a different reason. Here's how each player on the Fever's roster could fit into the lineup. 2024 stats in Indiana: 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 8.4 assists. Building on what she started last year, the offense will run through the second-year guard. Clark, who was the Rookie of the Year and finished 4th in MVP voting in 2024, set the league record for assists in a single season while also scoring at a high level. She's working on getting stronger for her second year in the league, so she will better be able to handle the physicality of the WNBA. Kelsey Mitchell. 2024 stats in Indiana: 19.2 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. Mitchell, who was called this offseason, is the longest-tenured player on the Fever, going into her 8th season in an Indiana jersey in 2025. She has been a cornerstone of the Fever franchise since she was drafted in 2018, going through the ups and downs, and finally making the playoffs for the first time in her career last season. She scores at a high level and is a crucial floor spacer for the offense with her potent three-point shooting. Aaliyah Boston. 2024 stats in Indiana: 14.0 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.2 assists. Boston, an all-star in both of her seasons so far, locks down the paint for the Fever and will likely continue to do so in a starting role in 2025. She had a slow start to the season in 2024, but quickly recovered to earn all-star status by the midpoint of the year. She is a strong player, pushing through constant contact from other league centers and leading the Fever in rebounding. Natasha Howard. 2024 stats in Dallas: 17.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, 2.9 assists. Howard signed a 1-year max contract to return to Indiana. She was drafted by the Fever in 2014 and spent 2 seasons in Indianapolis before getting traded to Minnesota, where she won a championship with the Maya Moore-led Lynx. She then moved on to Seattle, becoming a crucial part of 2 championships with Sue Bird, then had stints in New York and Dallas. Howard missed a portion of the season with a broken foot last season, but was still an effective scorer and rebounder when she returned. She will likely join the starting frontcourt with Boston. DeWanna Bonner. 2024 stats in Connecticut: 15.0 points, 6.0 rebounds, 2.0 assists. Bonner is the most experienced player in WNBA playoff history, appearing in 87 postseason games across Phoenix and Connecticut and winning 2 championships with the Mercury, 2009-14. Spending the past 4 years in Connecticut, Bonner, who signed a 1-year, $200,000 contract with Indiana, already knows White's system and fits into it well. She is showing no signs of slowing down, even coming into her 15th year in the league, and she will likely start at the 3 for Indiana this season. Dantas is set to make $100,000 in the second season of her 2-year deal with Indiana. She missed part of last season with a knee injury, but she made her way into the rotation after she returned. She is a stretch forward who can shoot 3-pointers, which helps the Fever spread the floor when necessary. She will likely continue to back up the frontcourt, playing behind Boston and Howard. Sophie Cunningham. Cunningham was traded from Phoenix to Indiana as part of the 4-team deal in February, and she is on a 1-year deal worth $100,000. Cunningham spent her entire career with the Mercury before the trade, starting on and off throughout her 6 seasons in Phoenix. Nicknamed Spissy Sophie, she is known to have a flair on the court, and she is a career 36.6% three-point shooter. She will likely have a large role in the rotation, backing up the 2 and the 3. Sophie Cunningham's reaction to trade. Heck yeah, we're about to go win a championship. Lexi Hull. 2024 stats in Indiana: 5.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1.1 assists. Hull, who will be on the final year of her rookie contract with Indiana in 2025, will likely see her role decrease this season because of the Fever's recent additions. Hull started the final 10 games of the season at the 3 and averaged 19 minutes per game over 34 games in 2024, and she picked up her three-point shooting after the Olympic break with a career-high 22 points on August 18. She will likely still be part of the rotation, but not as much as she was in the past. Sydney Colson, 2024 stats with Las Vegas: 2.5 points, 0.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists. Colston is bringing a championship mentality to the Fever, even if she may not see that many minutes on the court. She won 2 titles with Las Vegas in 2022 and 23, bouncing in and out of the rotation for the Aces. She may not get many minutes playing behind Clark, but she will be a good source of wisdom for Clark and the other young players hoping to win a title. Briann Turner, 2024 stats with Chicago: 1.2 points, 2.0 rebounds, 0.4 assists. Turner spent 5 years in Phoenix from 2019 to 23, starting most of 4 seasons for the Mercury, including when they went to the finals in 2021. Her role significantly decreased when she was traded to Chicago ahead of the 2024 season, as she sat behind rookies Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. Turner, a 2020 and 21 All-Defensive Team honoree, averaging 4.6 points and 6.3 rebounds in her career, will likely be part of the frontcourt rotation behind Boston and Howard. 2024 stats with Dallas: 2.6 points, 1.5 rebounds, 0.4 assists. Brown came to Indiana as part of the largest trade in WNBA history, a 14 trade that saw Indiana send Nelissa Smith to Dallas and the 2025 No. 8 pick to Connecticut, while also receiving Cunningham from Phoenix. Brown had limited playing time in Dallas in 2024 because of various ailments, including a broken nose in training camp and an illness. She ended up playing 14 games for the Wings last season. She went undrafted in the 2020 WNBA draft after 4 years at Cal and started her professional career overseas. She got her first shot at the WNBA with Dallas in 2024 and stuck on the roster despite her injuries. Brown is on a training camp contract, meaning her salary will not hit the cap unless she makes the opening day roster. If she were to make the roster, she would make the league minimum $66,079. 2024-25 stats with Turkey's Tarsus Belediyesi Mersin: 18.6 points, 13.8 rebounds. Indiana signed Elaine to a training camp contract in March. Elaine has played most of her professional career overseas, most recently in Turkey. Elaine was drafted to the Mercury in the second round in 2016, but did not stick on Phoenix's opening day roster. She played 5 games for Minnesota in 2019 and signed a hardship contract with the Lynx in 2022. She would bring some front-court depth to the Fever, playing behind Boston, Howard, Dantas, and Turner. She would make the league minimum $66,079 if she sticks on the opening day roster. Michaela Timpson, 2024-25 stats with Florida State: 13.0 points, 8.4 rebounds, 0.6 assists. Timpson was the Fever's first pick in the 2025 draft and comes to the Fever from Florida State. She broke multiple of Howard's records during her time as a Seminole, corralling 1,094 rebounds over Howard's 1,046, and the program leader with 46 double-doubles in her 4-year career. Timpson already has a connection to Howard with their similar positions and alma mater, and she could be a good depth piece for the Fever frontcourt. Bree Hall, 6-0 guard 2025 No. 20 pick South Carolina rookie 21. 2024-25 stats with South Carolina: 5.8 points, 2.3 rebounds, 0.7 assists. Hall, who played with Aaliyah Boston at South Carolina for 2 years, is no stranger to success. She went to 4 straight Final Fours as a Gamecock and won the 2021 National Championship with Boston. She will join a crowded guard room with the Fever, but her defensive efforts could make her stand out on a team that is prioritizing defense this season. Yvonne Ejim, 2024-25 stats with Gonzaga, 14.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, 1.6 assists. Ejim, a forward, is coming to Indiana as the back-to-back West Coast Conference Player of the Year at Gonzaga. She left Bulldogs as the second all-time leading scorer in WCC history. She would give the Fever some front-court depth behind their main rotational players.